My name is Ethan, 35 years old. I have a wife, Olivia, and a 5-year-old daughter, Emma. Even though we are a family, we're not currently living together. I've been away on a business trip for the past 3 days, staying in a hotel nearly 5 hours from home. I love my job, but being away from my family makes me feel lonely. Every day, I look forward to returning home. Then, one night after finishing work, I received a text from Olivia on my phone. "Thank you for your hard work today. Let's go to karaoke tomorrow and meet afterward." My heart skipped a beat. This wasn't the usual way my wife texted me. I reread the message, confusion swirling in my mind. Karaoke? Tomorrow? But I'm still on my business trip. Who was she texting? I immediately responded, but she read my message and left me on read. A cold dread settled in my stomach. Something was off. It was late, but I couldn't just sit there. I jumped into my car and started driving home. As I sped down the highway, my mind raced with possibilities. Had she sent that message by accident? Or was it intentional? 2 hours into the drive, I got another message. "Sorry, I was drinking and sent the wrong text. It was just a joke. Forget about it, I'm embarrassed." I clenched my jaw. A joke? That made no sense. If it were really a mistake, why not just clarify right away? Her excuse only made me more suspicious. At that moment, I made up my mind. Instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to gather proof. I reached out to a friend who had connections with a private investigator. Thankfully, he was available and agreed to start tracking Olivia's movements the next day. The following morning, despite my best efforts to focus on work, I couldn't shake off the gnawing feeling inside me. Olivia hadn't contacted me since her vague excuse. No apology, no follow-up, nothing. By the afternoon, I got a call from the investigator. "Your wife met up with a man named Ryan, a 25-year-old coworker from her part-time job. They went to karaoke together, then checked into a hotel for the night." My grip tightened around my phone. My worst fears were confirmed. But it didn't end there. According to our surveillance, they've been meeting every Tuesday and Friday. She drops your daughter off at home after work, then sneaks off to meet him. This has been going on for about 6 months. I sat in silence, the weight of betrayal pressing down on me. My wife wasn't just cheating, she was leaving our 5-year-old daughter alone at home to do it. The anger I felt was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. But I wasn't about to explode just yet. No. I was going to catch her in the act. The trap. I called the investigator again. "Make sure they don't leave the hotel on Friday night. I'll handle the rest." I texted Olivia, pretending everything was normal. "I'll be home Saturday morning. Can't wait to see you and Emma." She took the bait. Friday night arrived. I drove home, parking a few blocks away so she wouldn't suspect anything. At 8:30 p.m., I saw the lights in our bedroom flick off. That was my cue. I unlocked the front door as quietly as possible and made my way upstairs. My heart pounded in my chest, but I forced myself to stay calm. Then, I kicked the bedroom door open. There they were, Olivia and Ryan, caught red-handed in our bed. She screamed. Ryan scrambled to cover himself with the sheets. "Ethan? What are you doing here?" I ignored her, walked to the window, and grabbed their clothes. With one swift motion, I threw everything outside. They both went pale. "You're having an affair in my house? While our daughter is asleep in the next room?" I growled, barely containing my rage. Olivia started sobbing. "It's not what it looks like. I was lonely. You were always away for work." "Oh, so that justifies you sneaking around for 6 months?" She fell silent, unable to meet my eyes. I turned to Ryan. "Get dressed. We need to talk. The consequences." With a blanket wrapped around him, Ryan stammered, Please, don't tell my wife." I smirked. Too late. I pulled out my phone and called Ryan's wife, Sarah. "You might want to come over. Your husband has something to tell you." An hour later, Sarah arrived, her face turning white as she took in the scene, her husband half naked, my wife sobbing, and me holding evidence in my hands. I handed her the photos the investigator had taken. She looked at Ryan, disgust and fury flashing across her face. "We have 2 kids, Ryan. 2. And this is what you've been doing." He dropped his head, unable to speak. Sarah turned to me. "What do you plan to do?" I took a deep breath. "I'm divorcing Olivia. And I expect full custody of Emma." Olivia gasped. "No. Please, don't take Emma from me." I shook my head. "You abandoned her every time you went to cheat. You don't deserve to raise her." She broke down, but I didn't care anymore. As for Ryan, Sarah told him she'd be filing for divorce as well. And she'd be informing his employer about his actions. "Good luck finding a new job," she spat before storming out. By the end of the night, my marriage was over, but I felt relieved. My daughter and I would start fresh, without Olivia's lies. Epilogue. A few months later, I moved into a new apartment with Emma. She's adjusting well, and I know she'll grow up happier without a mother who put her own desires above her child. As for Olivia, she lost custody, had to pay child support, and, according to a mutual friend, was miserable. But that was no longer my concern. Tomorrow is Emma's first day of school. It's been a long journey, but I'm grateful I made it here. And that's the end of today's story. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.